Japan.
Brazil.
China.
Nepal.
Jordan.
Hello and welcome to AU Global. I'm your host Martina Baca. In today's show, we're going to talk about a country that is quite different from the United States in every aspect. Halim is a junior native from Saudi Arabia and he's majoring in hospitality management. Hi Halim.
Hi Martina,
How are you?
I'm very good, fine, thank you.
So Halim, tell me what brought you here to the States?
Well, so the main reason for me coming here to the States is for education, obviously. There's a lot of opportunities for me to come here and study in the States that I cannot find back home. The first one is the quality of education, quality of professors. We don't have this quality back home. And also another reason is the opportunity for me to find a job when I go back home is much greater for me when I come here and study. So suppose when someone studies it back home and I'm applying to a job, so I'm gonna have the better opportunity to get the job. So in every aspect, it's really great just for me to be here in America and study.
And I know there is a lot of difference between your home country and here. Could you tell me the ones that caught more your attention when you were here?
Well, there are a lot of differences from the United States and Saudi Arabia. The main differences are the weather, the food, the culture, the people. The weather is completely different. Back home, the climate is dry and harsh. It's really hot all seasons. Here in America, in the winter, it's really cold, so cold that I'm not used to. And sometimes I just want to stay in my house, you know, and not go outside because it's really cold, and I'm not used to it. Another difference is the food. The food is quite different from back home. In Saudi Arabia, we use a lot of different kind of spices. Yeah, with the food, different methods in cooking the food that I couldn't find here in the States. Here mainly, I try to eat from outside because I don't have all the spices that I use back home. So also people, the culture is completely different. I had a culture shock when I came to the States because people were quite different with me and how they deal with me, yeah, and every day. So at the beginning it was a bit difficult for me to adapt to the new place, to the new culture. But so as time went, I started to adapt and I felt comfortable.
So let's go back a little bit, and you said the weather is super different. How hot it gets in Saudi Arabia?
Well, in the summer it gets up to 90 and 100 degrees.
Oh my God.
Yeah, sometimes it go up to 110 degrees in the summer. So it's really hot over there, yeah. I don't think in Ohio it ever reach this degree of hotness. But
What is the coldest it gets
well,
there?
in the winter it's like 60 degrees, the coldest.
Oh,
I
okay.
guess so, yeah.
Nice.
But now, a couple past years, the climate is changing in our country. So in the winter it's getting a little bit colder, 50s, you know, high 40s. But that's it.
That's the
so yes. But so that's a big difference from Ohio here and back home in Saudi.
So you said about the food and how you cannot find your spices here in the States. So what do? They send it home?
Well, I bring all my spices and stuff from Saudi Arabia to here so I can cook, you know.
Okay.
So because here there are some condiments and spices when we cook our traditional food that we cannot find here. So I ask my mother and my family, you know, to prepare it for me so I can take it with me here in the States. So I don't have the struggle in adapting to a new food or something like that. So I can cook my food without having to worry about it.
So these spices, I don't know, can you tell me about one, like how it tastes and how?
Well, we have a traditional food that's called kapsa. It's with rice and chicken or rice and beef. You can cook it with either one. we put a lot of spices in it, like spicy condiments and like salt. But like there are some special Saudi Mediterranean spices that we
okay.
buy, so we can have a different kind of flavor than we used to here in the States.
Hmm. You also mentioned about how people behave. Could you talk a little bit about that?
Well, people here are different, of course, from Saudi Arabia. Some people are friendly, especially here. I noticed in 2012 I was in Boston. People are different from here in Ohio in many ways. In Boston, people are more open to talk to you. For example, like in the subway, in the train station, if I'm sitting next to someone, they're free to talk to you about like anything. Here in Ohio, especially, I didn't find this this kind of openness from people that they want to talk. So, in different states, I noticed that there are different cultures. It's not like a big culture in one country, but like I noticed some differences from state to state,
Yeah.
and that's different from Saudi Arabia. Back home, if I didn't know a person, I wouldn't talk to him, you know, and we want to have like any simple conversation. I just walk past by him, and it's like we don't know each other, but yeah.
And we talk a little bit about that Saudi Arabia doesn't have any bars, or people is not often to drink as here.
Yes.
Could you talk about that?
Yeah, so alcohol is forbidden in Saudi Arabia. It's because of the Islamic law. The main religion in Saudi Arabia is Islam, and in the Islamic religion, people are forbidden to drink any kind of alcohol. So Saudi Arabia is the only country in the world that doesn't have bars or any kind of alcoholic drinks.
Okay.
So yeah, that's also a big difference from Saudi Arabia and the United States. Here in the United States, there's a lot of bars and nightclubs, but back home, there are nothing like that.
And when you came here and you see like so many bars, you think you were tempted to try alcohol, or you were?
Well, because of my strong belief in my religion, I try to stay away from alcohol. Even there are a lot of people that I know who drink alcohol. I just don't feel that it's a good decision for me. It's something that comes from inside me that tells me it's not good for you to drink. Main reason is the religion. Second reason is just my personal opinion about alcohol. Sometimes I go and see the bar because I want to know more about the culture. I want to know what people do there. So I went a couple of times there. I saw how people interact, and it was an interesting thing to learn and to see. But for me, I wouldn't drink alcohol.
But there is Saudi Arabians that will drink alcohol.
Well, yeah, it depends on how strong your belief is and what's your perception with your religion.
Okay.
Some people from Saudi Arabia don't. They think it's okay to drink alcohol. That's their own personal opinion about it. I don't agree or disagree with it. It's their life, so they can do whatever they want. But for myself, I think it's better not to drink.
So we have talked about a lot of differences. How were you able to adapt to such a different culture?
Well, at the beginning, it was really harsh and hard for me to adapt, since it's a completely different culture and different people and different continent. You know, it's like 12 hours by plane, so it's pretty far away. I had a hard time being away from my family in the beginning, so there were a lot of obstacles at the beginning. But as time goes, you start to adapt to the lifestyle, and I surrounded myself with people that I love to be with, so I can feel comfortable. I surrounded myself with people from my own country, so I can feel comfortable and relaxed when talking. I try to meet a lot of people and make friendships, so I don't feel alone. So these are steps that I took just to overcome the culture shock and culture barriers.
Okay, that was our last question. Thank you, Halim, and thank you for watching. Tune in next week for another episode of AU Global.